Oh, good. Okay. It is. I just wanted to make sure it was live. How are y'all? I had to go put my phone over there. Okay, so we're going to be doing lemons and blueberries. Isn't this so cute? Would you believe I got this from Amazon? I can't believe it, but I looked everywhere for the lemons and I couldn't find one that I really liked. So I found this one. All right, let's get y'all in place here. Let's zoom me down. Okay. All right, so let's see, this needs to go this way. Yes, and it needs to go back a little bit more, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, there. Okay. So we're going to do lemons and blueberries. How are y'all tonight? So we've got a 4-inch lemon ribbon. It has little bees on it too. It's really cute. Can you see it? And then I've got this blue with the lemon in it. I have a blueberry and I have Swiss dots. This one is the 7/8. Yes. Okay. All right, so I decided to do blue mesh, and the reason I'm doing the blue mesh, I thought about doing the yellow, but I want to do the blue because if you look here, the yellow is going to stand out really well against the blue. But if I try to do yellow mesh, you're not going to see the lemons really at all. So I wanted to do with the blue mesh. This is blue and white mesh. This comes from Deco Exchange. Okay. And then we have the 24-inch Evergreen. I don't know where that came from. Okay. So we'll get that fluffed up. And then on Thursday, we're going to do the beadgrass wreath. But here's what, I have some homework for y'all. Okay. So the really popular thing that's trending right now is to make something like a simple wreath, like a beadgrass wreath or a box tail or something like that. Boxwood. I don't know where I got boxtail. Boxwood. And then you sell that, but then you sell bows and they can put that wreath up and then they just change out the bows. And one of the big things is to sell these long bows that go kind of at the top of the wreath. So we're going to make our beadgrass wreath that way. And then we'll kind of look at different ways you can do the bows. So that's what's really popular right now. It is all over Pinterest and it's all over Etsy. If you look up, I think it's just wreath for, or bow for wreath, you'll see tons of them. And they're easy to make and they're real popular. And you can even add in some unwired ribbon. Like I see a lot of people adding in the unwired ribbon as well. So, it's something super simple, easy, quick to make, and you can sell it if you want to sell your stuff. Okay, so I cut these at 20 inches. We're just going to do like a messy woodland ruffle. So just kind of a couple curls on each side. And then just pull it together like that. Spread it out like that. I'm going to go down the middle. And then we might add a little bit more on. This is that new mesh. I can't think of what the name of it is. Oh yeah, fine weave. Fine weave. And this is the like navy blue. Okay. There we go. So it's pretty easy to work with. I think it holds up pretty well. Okay. There we go. I'm not using my tool just because it would take longer to load it in the tool than it would be to just kind of gather it together. There we go. So remember, the great reason to add in the mesh when you're doing these is because the mesh is going to cost a lot less than florals. It's going to give you a lot of color and fullness, and so it's going to save you in the long run, because florals are a lot more expensive than mesh. And this mesh is not very expensive. So, and it's really cute. What are y'all giggling about? Did you see all my new sign and ribbon sets? If y'all order, make sure you're using your discount code. Right, now I'm just going to put some towards the bottom. Here we go. There. Okay. Ooh, pretty. Isn't this mesh pretty? This mesh is so pretty. And the curls look so good in this mesh because it's got the stripes in it. It just really looks good. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm kind of going in between. So not exactly right where the other one was, but kind of over a little bit. So the two that I have on already, I'm kind of offsetting from that. Like just a little bit. That way it kind of covers both sides a little. See how I did that? Yes, please make sure you're using your code when you order. That's one of the biggest benefits of being in here. That's the only way you get discounts on sign and ribbon sets. Because I'd never discount those because they're already as low as I can make them. But y'all get it for lower. Okay. See, there is plenty of mesh to go around. So we got all the way around. I'm going to do a little bit in the center. We have, oh, like 3 left. So I'll just pick a couple places that look like they need a little color. Like right here. There. One here. And then one, I think, right here. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. We haven't even put anything in it yet. Okay, right here. There. Look how pretty that is. See how pretty that is? Okay. This came with, I think, 6 of these. We're going to do our bow, but I just want to show you these. These are super nice. So it was $20 for these, which I think is great for 6 of them. Okay. So look, it has greenery, it has the blueberries, it has a little flower on it. So these are great. We're just going to cut them and plop them in because that's the best thing. See, look how cute this is going to look in here. Oh, that's going to be so cute. Now we're going to have to do is spread them out. Okay. Cut them off, so I just want a little, like a couple inches down here. I'm going to put our bow in, and then when we spread these out and put them on, they're going to fill up a lot of space because they have all of this greenery, they have the blueberries in it, the little flower. So see, things like this are great because you don't have to do anything except put it in. See, look. See how cute that is? These leaves look nice. The blueberries are pretty blue. They're not that weird, kind of dark, crappy blue. That's a technical term. Not. Okay. As soon as we get these ready, we're going to do our bow. But I thought this week I would show you how you can make some really simple things that still look super pretty and are pretty easy to sell. People love blue and yellow together. You think that's loud enough in there? Ross and John are watching the last season of their show, so you can really hear it. Okay, let's get out our stuff and make our bow. So look how pretty these are together. Aren't those pretty? And so we did the dark blue. So we're going to concentrate more on the yellow with our bow, because it's going to brighten up that blue. And we don't want to add a lot of blue in, just a little bit, because the little bit will pull the blue back out and the yellow will pop really easily against that blue. If you had yellow in there, this ribbon would just kind of wash out. So when you're doing two colors, look at your ribbons to see which color you have more of, and do the mesh the opposite of what you have more color of. That way it really pops. So if you see, that really pops. That doesn't pop as much. You see how it kind of blends in? If we did a yellow, then you see how that just doesn't pop nearly as well as it does on here. That's why we do that. So just make sure when you're picking them out that you do that, because that's going to make a big difference in how it looks. Okay. All right, now you can see how pretty that is. All right. Oh, that is so pretty. So we're going to do a smaller tail for the top, maybe like 12 inches. We'll do like 12 inches. This will be what goes up at the top. Okay. So I'm going to start by coming up to the top. You see how the ribbon comes off with the pattern going up? I'm going to start my tail that goes up so that when I finish, it'll be going in the right direction. Okay. So we are going to dovetail. Okay. All right, so let's do 7 inches for our 4-inch ribbon. Let's see, we are going to have to twist it. Let's twist it that way. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. And twist that side. Alright. So you see now, when I finish it off, because I started this tail at the top, you see how the bottom is now going in the correct direction? So if your pattern is coming off going up, start your tail up, and then your last tail will be down. All right, so we're gonna do about a yard. Okay. It's just a really easy little trick to use so that you can make sure the tail that's going down will be in the correct direction. There we go. Okay. So we got our big, oh, that is so pretty. All right, then we're gonna put a little bit of the blue with the yellow. Now, this yellow is super bright. This yellow is a little more muted, which really kind of is, these are kind of in between both of these, so it's going to make these look really good. All right, so see again, the pattern is coming off at the top. So we start our tail at the top, just like that. This will be a pattern we have to twist as well. There we go. This will go down to 6 inches. Okay. I can kind of move. Yeah. I just kind of move it aside so I can see. Yeah. Let's see, do we need to twist it? I think it's okay. Let's do 3 of this one. Okay. All right, then we're going to do about a yard. Okay. Okay. There we go. So see how it's correct going down. This pattern is not terribly obvious that it's going upside down, so I'm not going to mess with it. If it's not real obvious, don't worry about it. Okay. So this one is the same no matter which way I go. So I will just start it at the top. I'm going to go on this side now, just so it makes the pulling the tails out a little easier. Okay, so I want to do 6" again. This time I'm going to do 2. All right, there we go. There. Okay. And about a yard. Okay. And then we're going to finish off with that little 7/8 inch. The Swiss dot. This actually came in the monthly from Stephanie. I didn't use it, so I kept it because I really liked it. I love it. I just didn't want to use it in that wreath. All right, so we're going to do 1 loop. And we're going to do a yard again. Okay, here we go. All right, now. I know I had a zip. Oh, well, let's just get one out. All right, so we're going to take a zip tie and go underneath one side. Make sure we have it all in there. Just get it started. Okay. Okay. It's having trouble reaching it. Alright, so there's our indention. So we're just going to hold it, get it in the indention. And sometimes it'll want to move. You can flatten it out so you can make sure it's in there. Then get our zip tie in. There we go. Tighten. Alright. Now I'm just going to kind of pull these apart. I do find it a lot easier to pull them apart and then fluff it. It's really kind of what you do if you have a fluff box. If you've ever used a fluff box, this is the same thing you do on your fluff box. Right, so you pull everything apart first and then you fluff it. So it's the exact same concept. You're just doing it on your table. So if you use a fluff box, you would still do the same thing. There. Okay. Now we can fluff it. I just find it a lot easier to fluff it if I already have it kind of pulled out and in place. Just make sure you get all those little wrinkles out. Again in the zip tie because it'll want to do that. One side and then the other. That way you don't get lost. Now we can cut off the excess here. Get this on. Okay. All right. I want to put it kind of right up here and have the tails. So I want to put it so I can make sure I'm going to have the tails going where I want them to. That's good. Okay, I'm going to tie it on the inside ring. So I just push that zip tie down through there. Okay, like that. And then I pull the zip tie up in the middle. There. There we go. There. Right, now we've got our little short tails up here. This one, I want to kind of curl a little. Those two. Okay. These in place. I'm just pulling them so they don't get stuck on the mesh. There we go. Because they will want to get stuck on the mesh once you get it in there. There. Okay, now we're going to take this part. Okay. So now you see, since I put 2 on one side and 2 on the other side, it makes it easier for me to get them to go together because they're not all overlapping, because they are separated a little bit. This makes a huge difference when you're doing these types of pieces like this, where you're going to do this little waterfall effect. Okay, there we go. There, I want to see all of them. Okay, these two I want to curl up, so I wanted them pretty long. Yeah. Okay, we might cut the other 2 off a little bit, but I'd rather have too much than not enough, so I'll tend to go long and then scale back. Yeah, I think we'll do just a few inches. Okay. There, perfect. That's good. Okay. All right, now see how cute that looks like that? Okay, now we can start putting some of this in. I have some more boxwood I kind of want to move around, put some boxwood in. So you can see there's boxwood in this one. Okay, so I wanted to add just a little extra boxwood. Kind of push these up a little. Okay. This will just help kind of add a little bit more greenery. Okay. I do like to hook them a lot because it kind of can help keep it from falling out. Even though you are gluing it to the evergreen, make sure you're gluing it to the evergreen. It just can help. So we're going to put a little bit of this in first, and then we're going to put our lemons in. Okay. And I will post some pictures this week for y'all of the bows and stuff that I was talking about, so you can kind of get an idea of what I was talking about. Okay. Okay. Alright. So you see how you can adjust these. So I don't want them to be, you know, way outside my line. So I just push them up like that. Okay. And I can kind of hook it in there. just makes it a little bit easier to make sure that it's going to hold on to that evergreen. So I just hook it in there. I need to turn that off, it's distracting me. Okay. Alrighty. There. I can't remember if I got this from Sims or from Craft Outlet, that 4-inch ribbon. I have to look because I'm not positive. Okay, I want to put one on the inside. Okay. All right, now we're going to take these and get these in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put one under here. Okay. I always like to put something under my ribbons. All right, spread that out a little. There we go. Okay. Put one up here. I am using some of the evergreen just to kind of tie it down as well, because even though I am gluing it in, it just gives it a little bit more stability, so it'll make sure to stay in. Let's go here. This one. There we go. One in here. Okay. That one tucked in. There. Now we'll spread everything out. See how pretty? Look how pretty that is. See, we still have two left. I know for sure I want one up here. Okay. And the other one, I think we'll put right in here. So let's put this one in here. This is gonna kind of cover where we have our ribbons tied. Okay, there we go. Let's kind of spread those out. There. And then this one will be here. Right in here. Just kind of looking for a, there we go. A little tie to tie this down. Make sure it's not gonna come loose. There we go. Just pull this out. Okay. Oh, look how cute that is. Okay. I'll have to refix these, but we'll do that. I did get a couple of things that have a little white on them, just to kind of brighten it up a little. This is bean leaf bush. I like this. It's from Sims. It's very airy. It just has some little beads on it. Let's see. If we just put some in here and around, it'll kind of brighten it up a little. Okay. It's almost like, can you see? They're just like little beads, little beans. This just kind of adds a little bit extra and brightens it up. Right, so we have the white flowers on here, so it'll just kind of go with that. There. It's very airy. Okay, so this is CS12336. And one stem of this goes pretty far. You see some of it has little pearls on it. That Game of Thrones must be getting pretty intense because I hear a lot of bang bangs. That's here. There we go. See, I like that. It's just a little bit. It gives it a little something extra, but it doesn't take over. Bella is snoozing on the blankets. Did you see her? Look. Right there. Right by my desk. That's where she lays. I was at my desk doing, you know, getting the post together and stuff, so she sat over there and she just fell asleep. Stayed there. She's so cute. She's such a sweet girl. She has multiple options in here, so she likes that. Okay. Let's put a little in here. Here. I'll put a little towards the inside. I might put just a little kind of around the bottom. Okay. There, so just a little bit there. I am kind of pushing it in a little so it's not out real far. There. Lord, the glue strings. But I'd rather have glue strings than burnt fingers. So I'll deal with the glue strings. Because I don't want burnt fingers. I get it up in there. Okay. Getting pretty close. Maybe just a few more. So we're certainly not going to use a whole bush. Just part of one. There's quite a bit on a bush of these. So it's really a really great filler. Really, really great filler. There we go. Okay. I can see I need a little over here. There. Over here. I like that. All right, let's fix our tails over here. I like to use my thumbs because it just seems easier to me. I get like the perfect size by using my thumbs. It's kind of funny. Okay. Whoop. Hold on, let me redo that. I pulled it out funny. Okay, let's take a look at it. Oh, see how pretty that is? Look at that. And it's simple. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? And comparatively speaking, this is not, like I didn't spend as much on this as I do on some of the others, right? Because we had one pack of the lemons with the blueberries, and then we put a thing of boxwood in, and we put some of these, and our ribbon and our mesh, and that was it. But it's really pretty. See how pretty that is? I might put one little white one here, just because it looks a little blank right there. Okay. Then we'll look at it again. Right there. Yeah. Yep, that fixed it. See? That's where I put it. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. It's simple, but beautiful. Awesome. Thank y'all for letting me move it to today. It was just, Mom wasn't feeling well, and then I wasn't feeling well. It was crazy. I don't know, we picked up something. But we're both feeling better now. So, on Thursday, we'll do the bead grass. So I have two different sizes of the bead grass. I have the longer ones. The longer ones we'll put up towards the top where it needs to cover more. And then we'll do the shorter ones towards the bottom. And you could do it with either an angel vine wreath or a grapevine. I think we'll probably do grapevine, but you could do either one. Awesome. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I will see you Thursday at 8:30. And we may have a new view by then. I'm gonna kind of put it over on the side and across the table to see if I can kind of get a better view. It's harder in this room, so I was gonna kind of monkey around with that a little bit. So we'll see. Thank you. All right, I will see you guys on Thursday. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Bye, y'all.